Please, I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Courtney coming at you from Oregon. Welcome to the Ramblings of an Insomniac, episode 83. How have you guys been faring? How are you holding up? What's on your mind? What has been keeping you going? What's keeping you motivated? What's keeping you down? What's holding you back? What's stopping you from getting what you want, doing what you want, being with who you want? Tell me, lay it on me. I want to hear it. And you can do that by emailing me, ramblings of an insomniac 49 at Gmail. So I want to hear it. I want to hear all about what has been keeping you up. What's keeping you awake at night? What has got you going? You know, what is getting you fired up for the good or bad? So, some things that are keeping me fired up, keeping me awake. This whole thing Fox is doing. Fox has decided that Glenn Beck and Ben Shapiro and people that nobody can play any part of the clips from, they can only play 3-minute clips total, not 3 minutes a day, but 3 minutes altogether in the entire lifespan of their show. Can only play 3-minute clip of the Republican presidential elect debates. Well, that is ridiculous. And they're doing that, of course, because they want everybody to tune into Fox News. They want everybody to tune into their news station, listen to their news station. They want exclusive coverage, which, I mean, I guess I understand, but that's bullshit because this is something important. This is very, very important. The American people need to be able to hear what our what our people, the people that are running for presidency, the candidates, we need to be able to hear what they stand for. We need to hear their beliefs. We need to hear their opinions. We need to hear their solutions. And some people maybe don't have access to Fox News. Maybe for whatever reason, they don't have TV. Maybe they only have internet. Maybe somehow they can only hear it from any other station. Who knows? But if they don't have access to Fox, you're now preventing people from being educated. You're preventing people from hearing what someone that may potentially run our country has to say. We need to hear that. We need to know why we're voting for someone, who we want to vote for, and why. And we can't do that if we're being denied access to information. Why are we being denied access to information? What is going on with all this censorship? I mean, Fox isn't censoring because they're showing everything, but they're making it only exclusive to their network. And then you have huge media people like Glenn Beck and Ben Shapiro who want to be able to talk about and discuss the debates. They want to be able to post part of the debates so that others can hear. And they have a lot of people that listen to them. And that is how some people want to hear what their opinion is. So it's bizarre to me that Fox did this. I'm pretty ashamed of them. I don't think that was a good move. I think that was a very poor decision. Not sure what they were thinking. That's going to really hinder a lot of people's access to knowledge. Why would you want to block people from being educated? Again, they're probably not looking at it that way. They're probably not looking at it like they're denying people information because they're thinking, well, you can get the information. Just come to Fox News, listen to Fox News. Then you'll have all the information. We're not censoring it. We're putting it out there. But you are, because maybe not everybody has access to that. Weird. It's odd to me how these companies have been, how they can be swayed. And I know they have to make a buck. I know that Target and Barnes and Noble and Adidas and Budweiser and these truck companies have to make a dollar, and they want to reach a diverse group of people because they want to sell their product. They don't want to just sell their product to one group of people. They want to try to sell their product to as many people as possible. So they're going to try different marketing skills to be able to reach a wide array of people. But the problem is when you do things like Target or Adidas, where you're getting pretty, in my opinion, political, you know you're going to piss some people off. So again, it's totally your choice. I piss people off all the time. It's your choice if you want to make waves. That's cool. It's just that you're choosing to not only tick off or offend a group of people, which again, I'm always like, don't be offended. You can be offended, but you don't need to be offended to the point that you try to go at other people and ruin their life because they offended you. It's okay to be offended. You just don't need to ruin other people's lives because of it. But when you do things like Adidas, for example, I do not agree with the fact that they used a man, a biological man, to model women's swimsuits. You now have decided not to give a job. You're not employing a woman to model a woman's article of clothing. And this infuriates me. And I also don't think that you should, like Target, be selling clothes that are geared toward, this transgender or non-binary crap, because these are children, these are minors. I don't think that you need to be selling clothes that have room for like a penis. It's strange to me. But Fox is doing a whole different thing. They're saying that you can watch this, we won't censor it, everybody can watch it, but nobody else can show any clips. No other networks, no other people can show any clips. And if you do, we will sue you. They actually said they would sue anybody that's going to use or try to use more than 3 minutes of their clip. I mean, 3-minute clip. That's insane to me. Why would you do that? We need to be educated. Now more than ever, people are getting fake news, fake news, fake news. People don't know their history. People don't know their facts or their statistics. People are voting off of emotion. Nobody is listening to what a candidate stands for. We need to actually be hearing what they stand for, not be voting on them because they're a woman or because they're Black or because they are a certain religion or whatever. We need to be voting on people based on what their solutions are to better us as citizens, better our country. Why is that not the number one most important thing? I'm boggled by this. It boggles me. Boggles my mind that people don't place 1000% importance on what a candidate, what their solutions are to better this country. And again, I'm going to say it. Vivek Ramaswamy is amazing. That man has poise. He's educated. He walks that line of being politically correct, yet saying how he feels, and yet being blunt. And he is also self-made. So he doesn't owe any other politicians. He doesn't owe any other companies favors. He's not under the watchful eye and the chokehold of other companies. He doesn't owe anybody favors. He doesn't owe the hitman, the mafia favors, just like Trump. He's like a toned down, calmer, better spoken version of Trump. And his solutions for this country are amazing. He wants to get rid of the school board. I am 1000% for getting rid of the school board and the union, the teachers union. 100% for getting rid of FBI. 100%. But he has solutions. He doesn't just say it to sound cool or whatever. These are huge things that will definitely impact our country in a very, very large way and take a lot of getting used to. It's a huge adjustment if you're going to get rid of the teachers union. That's a big adjustment. His ideas are huge, and they're going to take a lot of effort and a lot of pulling together as a country. It's going to take us all banding together and saying, look, at first this is going to be bumpy. You're going to have to put on your seatbelt. We're going to go through some choppy waters where this is going to not be pretty at first until we learn to maneuver our way through it. And we'll come out the other side thriving. We'll come out the other side better. I love that he wants to start making it where people can choose what school they go to. It doesn't matter where you live. You don't have to go to the school that is in your school zone. You can choose what school you want to go to. And you just have to listen to him. I'm not great at explaining the financial part of it. But if you, again, go to Power Play on YouTube and look up Vivek Ramaswamy, his solutions are just absolutely, they make sense and they're 100% doable. They should be done and they would better our country. So, shame on Fox. That's pretty deplorable, if you ask me. Speaking of deplorable, I had posted a video on TikTok saying that I had been called a privileged white person more times than I can count, a privileged white woman. And it used to just really infuriate me because, of course, they were meaning it as an attack. They meant it to offend me. They wanted me to be ashamed. And I was like, you know what? I am a privileged white woman, and I am damn proud of it. I'm so proud to be my race, and I'm proud to be a woman. And here's why I'm privileged, though. I'm privileged because I'm awake and alive. I'm privileged because I'm alive, and I woke up this morning. I'm privileged because my sons and my fiance and my friends are alive, and I have great friends, and I have sons and a fiance. That makes me privileged. I'm privileged because I have a home. I'm privileged because I have a job. I'm privileged because I have clean water. I'm privileged because I have my health. And I'm privileged because I live in one of the most amazing countries on earth. So I'm not privileged in the way that they're meaning it. I've had to work. I have worked since I was, if you count babysitting and you count mowing lawns and stuff, I've been doing that since I was like 7 years old. I've been helping people in their lawns and trying to make lemonade stands and all of that since I was like 7. So I've worked. Bonnie, get over here. Come on, Bun. Don't be taken off. I have worked and worked and worked and worked. I've worked my butt off. Nothing has been, easy. I've had some things handed to me. Sure. I've had people help me out, or I've had some lucky breaks. Definitely. I've definitely had some good luck. Some things happen to me, but that doesn't take away for the fact that I work for a living. I work 40 hours a week, sometimes 50 hours a week. And then I come home and I work on my property. I come home and I spend time at being a parent, at being a dog mom, being a cat mom, being a fiance, working on my property, working on the house, running errands. I'm not a slacker. So I'm going to own being a privileged white person. Anybody should be proud of their race. I can be proud of my race, and you don't get to tell me not to. You can tell me not to, actually. You have the right to tell me not to be, but I don't have to listen. I get to be proud of my race, just like you get to be proud of your race. I get to be proud of my gender, like you get to be proud of your gender. I get to be happy and grateful and thankful. But I actually had people put me down and get angry with me because I said that I feel privileged to be alive. I feel privileged for my health. I feel privileged for my family and friends. And I feel privileged to be an American. And they tried telling me, Bonnie, get over here. They tried telling me that I am unbelievable and I'm crazy and I'm just all these terrible, horrible, no good, very bad things. And I'm like, it sounds to me like you're miserable. It sounds to me like you're not grateful. You're not appreciative. Sounds to me like you are boo-hoo, woe is me, victim mode. And I'm sorry that that switch hasn't been, I'm sorry you haven't switched that. I'm sorry you haven't, what am I trying to say? I'm sorry that you are still living in Eeyore land and you can't find anything to be grateful for. And I'm sorry that it bothers you that I'm thankful and appreciative to be alive and to be an American. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. So I'm a privileged white woman. I am, and I love it. I love it. Also, let's say I did have a ton of money. Let's say I was privileged in the way that they're trying to say, in some negative spin they're trying to put on it. Let's say I have millions of dollars. If I earned that, even if I didn't earn it, as long as it wasn't illegal and I didn't do anything that harmed anybody to get that money, I didn't hurt anybody or do anything illegal to get that money, whether I earned it or not, screw you for being jealous. Screw you for being, for coveting. Screw you for being upset because I'm successful. Maybe people are successful because they've actually worked really, really hard and they were really unsuccessful for a long time. Maybe they had to put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into their company. And now they're reaping the rewards. And because you're jealous that they have a boat or a car or a vacation home, doesn't make them bad people. Because you're full of jealousy doesn't make them bad. If you want those things, if you're jealous of those things, instead of being jealous, try to get a boat of your own. Try to get a vacation house of your own. Try to invent a company and put in the blood and sweat and tears that go into working your way to a successful company. You don't get to lie around crying about it. That doesn't suddenly have a business fall into your lap because you're crying and throwing a fit. Because you're hating on others because of their happiness and success doesn't suddenly get you rewarded with success and happiness. That you have to earn. You have to find for yourself. You have to go out and look for it. You have to find it. You're not going to find it sitting behind your phone hating on people and wasting your time making shitty comments on social media. What does that say about you as a person, and what does that contribute to the world? What does your shitty, nasty comment do for your soul? Did you walk away going, yeah, I sure showed them. I was a total asshole to a perfect stranger that I will never meet, and I just wanted to be rude and try to mess up their day because, man, that just fulfills me with love and warmth inside. And that suddenly makes me successful. And that suddenly changes my race, my gender, my religion. It doesn't do any of those things. So why are you wasting your time and energy hating on others when you could be taking that same amount of time and energy working on yourself? There's just a lot of time wasted. Why aren't you using that time and energy to help someone else? To lend a hand, to better somebody else's life? Why aren't you spending that time being grateful that you're taking a breath. Anyway, it's strange. It's strange the way that people will hate on you. I also did a video on how I'm not shocked anymore. I'm not shocked by people's actions or words anymore. I'm not shocked by school shootings anymore. I'm saddened by them. I'm heartbroken by them. I'm angry when they happen, but I'm not shocked anymore. It doesn't surprise me. How sad is that? And it also doesn't surprise me the level of corruption that's going on in politics and in big, large companies. Again, like JP Morgan and all the power companies and Bill Gates. And I just, in Hollywood, doesn't surprise me. It saddens me. It infuriates me. But it doesn't surprise me. How sad is that people are so jaded? I'm not the only one. I did a video on it and almost everybody agreed. No one seems to be sad. Nobody seems to be shocked anymore. People are definitely sad, but no one seems to be shocked. The amount of corruption that's going on, no one seems to be shocked by. These school shootings, the violence in general, the amount of bullying that goes on, the amount of cyberbullying that goes on, the amount of insanity that the lengths that people go to cry and whine, I'm not shocked by any of it anymore. It's like people are having a battle over who can be the most miserable, who can be the saddest, who can be the poorest, who can be the biggest victim. What a weird battle to have. What a strange thing to compete against. You want to be the biggest loser? Except when it comes to weight, of course, then we want to be the biggest. This is just, our world is so upside down. It's insane to me how crazy things have gotten, but not surprising. Oh, what are we going to do? Drink? I don't do that. Once in a while. Once in a very great while. By that, I mean probably 5 times a year, 6 times a year, I have a drink. I don't mean drink as in party, toga. I just literally mean a drink or two. Are we going to go to counseling? Are we going to take medication? Are we going to exercise? Oh, Mo says counseling, education, exercise. Mo, what do you think? He's putting his input in. Oh, what? Okay. You have a lot to say. You want your 20 minutes of your 20 seconds of fame also? But what is it that we need to do to help this society pull its head out of its rear end? Counseling, mental health is definitely should be top priority, should be a huge priority. Mental health, big. We need to be seeing counselors. We need to be either taking medication, whether it is natural or not, whether it's pharmaceutical or natural. I believe in both, depending on the situation and all that. I believe in natural first. I believe in trying things the natural way first, but I'm not against medication. But what do we need to do? Counseling, mental health. We need to get out more. It's a proven fact that being outside, being in nature is good for you. Yep. Mo says yes. Being in nature. Exercise, of course, releases endorphins. So exercise is always good. Educating ourselves. So reading, listening to both sides. Educating yourself doesn't mean just getting information from your own religious background or your own sexual group, your own gender, your own political party. It means you listen to both sides. That's how you educate yourself. You don't educate yourself by putting on blinders and only tuning into people and parties that agree with you. You've got to listen to the other side and get the perspective. So we need to educate ourselves. We need to exercise. We need to get counseling. We need to communicate. We need to work. We need to work. Because if you're working and you're exercising and you're communicating, you're too tired to be bitching and moaning and complaining about petty stuff. If you're exercising and you have a job, you're probably going to be too exhausted to give a shit about the petty crap. And if you're talking to a counselor, then maybe you can talk to the counselor about the petty crap and not get on social media and blast everybody else and put everybody else down. And maybe if you get to a counselor, you can diagnose yourself accurately with depression or anxiety or bipolar or being a psychopath or being an idiot. And then maybe you can now fix the problem. You know, once you have a diagnosis, once you understand the problem, you can have a solution. So those things are keeping me up. Those are some things that have been weighing on my mind. And the fact that I really, really need to fix my Twitter. I need to fix my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts. They've been not working for quite a while now because I need some more listeners. I appreciate every one of you that's listening. Thank you so much. Thank you. I got to get the word out. So again, if you email me, let me know some things that you feel I should talk about and discuss, and I am on it. So I am going to leave you with with the happy thoughts. And that is, whatever you are doing, you need to look at yourself in the mirror every night before you go to bed and be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I okay with who I am? Can I go to bed at night knowing that what I have said and done today is okay, to where I can sleep at night? I haven't said anything to someone that I might regret, or I haven't ignored somebody. Has everything I've done today, is that something that I can go to bed at night and be content with? Can I go to sleep at night knowing how I conduct myself, how I've conducted myself? And if the answer is yes, that's amazing. Good for you. Sometimes the answer is yes for me, and sometimes I'm like, no, tomorrow I could probably do better. Tomorrow I could probably tweak a few things. If the answer is no, that's okay. I mean, God, none of us are perfect. We all have days where we're assholes, or we don't handle things well, or we are ungrateful, or we're being spoiled and entitled. Everybody has the moments of being not the most perfect human being in the world. So if your answer is no, I'm not great with how I've conducted myself today. I could have handled myself better today. I could have been more positive or more grateful. I could have helped somebody else more. Maybe I shouldn't have snapped at somebody. Or if you're like, you know what, I was a fucking rock star today. 2 stars for me. Pat on the back, 2 snaps, and a twist. And if that's the case, you should pat yourself on the back because we don't see that a lot. So you should be like, go me. So I will leave you with that. And again, say thank you so very, 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 very much for listening to the ramblings of an insomniac. Until next time.